Hi, I'm Johnny Profane. Welcome back to Autistic as Fuck Out Loud podcast. If you're autistic, love one, work with some, or just can't figure out if you are one, chances are you're no stranger to spacing out. Most autists do it to survive boring conversations, family get-togethers. At least that's my dissociation. From mild to stranger than stranger things. Maybe it's not part of autism, just my oldest defense against an autism hostile world. Not part of your experience? It might get you thinking about your own. This is part one of a series, and I call it Imaginary Friends? This autistic kid's bestie, Dissociation. Because it was. I gotta tell you a story, because last TikTok, when I talked about how communicating can be painful, at least for autistic as freak.me, one of you asked, how'd you survive being in the situation you described? My 4 best childhood friends. Delusion, denial, distance, and the one I really want to tell you about today, dissociation. Simply retreating mentally from what and who's around you to save your sanity. Here you go. So I'm sitting across the desk from Doc Anderson. Bay Area, plush office, walls of books, ferns, lots of leather and wood, hushed, dim lit. Like a cross between a library and a bougie bar. He's a psychiatrist I'm seeing, because first of 3 marriages is expiring. About 3 years past its best before date. And I can't deal. Pretty sure this is 1996. I'm 43 and a flaming, if yet to be diagnosed, autistic. 3rd session. Finally starting to open up. I don't know. My wife's kind of freaked out. This is hard. I'm so tired. Says she's seen stuff like this before, like during her student teaching. I shrug. Kids who act like I do, I guess. She says schizo or autistic, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what she's talking about. I still work. Lately, maybe I have to rest after an hour or so. And if there's one thing I'm not, it's for God's sake, I did an Ivy League grad school. Out of the corner of my eye, I catch him wince. Please excuse my brutal ignorance at that time. I really did use the shameful R word. But I plunge on. And I'm going to tell you just what I said. Right after this brief word from our sponsor. 'Cause you know, I got bills to pay. Did you know most folks check out 5 episodes of Autistic as Fuck Out Loud? If you found something valuable, a tip, further reading, or that shock when you realize you're not alone, you can help with my work. I offer all my autism info for free. But expenses run about $175 a month. A few bucks make a big difference. Click support on most podcasts, or the links to PayPal and Ko-fi in the transcript. Yeah, I stare off into space a lot, even when someone's talking to me. I pause a second, because there's stuff that's weird. And parents and teachers taught me long ago to hide the weird in my life. Even from doctors. Especially from doctors. And take a breath. Okay, sometimes I sort of wake up. Suddenly, I'm standing in a room in my duplex. No idea how I got there or why. Last time it happened, I checked my phone because I didn't know what time it was. Turns out 2 in the afternoon. I'm not sure this is safe. This one could get me in trouble. And I may be having blackouts a couple hours sometimes. I don't know where I've been. Once I woke up behind the wheel about an hour and a half past my exit home. I walk around. Sometimes I don't feel all present. Not all there. Not even during conversations. I pause because I know this is dangerous. Lock you up and throw away the key territory. I hear 2 people talking, but one of them is using my mouth, and all I can do is listen to them. Eyes are getting heavier as I talk. My eyes hurt. I'll just close them a sec. I snap to. Wait, what was I saying? He looks startled, like he just saw something, pushing himself back from the desk deep into his red leather chair. Kinda clears his throat. Where'd you go? I don't know. I guess I got lost in thought. Was I talking about how unreal things feel? Pause. Have you ever talked to someone like that? What do they call it? Multiple personality? Yes, he says. Takes off his glasses. Wipes them. Trust me, I'm autistic. I know when someone's picking their words carefully. The field frowns on that diagnosis these days. Dissociative identity disorder, it's called, he says. But I don't... I believe I talked to one this morning. I've come to think I'm a slow learner and what I'd call a slow thinker. It took me a couple of years to think through what he said. Sitting across from yet another psych, Phyllis Mayhew, if memory serves. Upstate New York, concrete office, clinical green paint, in an abandoned military facility. Looking for help with marriage number 2. This one, a year past its best before date. I give my history, including my treatment with Doc Anderson. I add new details. Things like, but she doesn't like it when I get reading or coding so deep that I don't hear her next to me on the couch. Even after she turns off the TV. You know, sometimes I hear the echo of someone yelling in the room, and it's my voice. I don't know, I woke up behind the wheel in Ontario, startled, 2 hours away from a sales meeting I had to be at. Then, whoa, the flashbulb finally went off. Took me maybe 2 years before my duh moment. Dr. Phyllis, when Dr. Anderson said he'd seen a multiple that very morning, could he have been talking about me? She looks off, taps her teeth with her pen, sets it carefully on the desk, then puts on her most sincere smile. It's never good. John, you've told me quite a life's history. Dozens of jobs, frequent moves across the country. Childhood abuse, bullying, molestation. Can you think of any reason you might want to escape? I hate it when they do that, but I always get it. See, dissociation is a common human defense. Takes a gazillion forms, and it's there for a damn good reason. Quick definition: any momentary tuning out from the world and folks around you. While otherwise awake. It's useful, defending you against things as trivial as boredom or traumatic as rape. And many autists experience years of criticism, bullying, loneliness, sensory overload, leading to its own complex trauma. So dissociation's a good thing, till it starts screwing with living your life, or sense of reality. Not every autist spaces out. Certainly, few experience alternative personalities. But some do. And honestly, I think it's worth looking at the whole phenomenon of masking, how it might relate to dissociation. I throw a few links into the comments if you want to look deeper. Thanks for listening. In part 2, I'll go deeper into types of dissociation and how I've dealt with it. I love hearing from you, especially my new followers on TikTok. You guys are wild. Quick reminder, find hashtag AutisticAF out loud podcast on Apple, Spotify, and most podcast platforms. YouTube episodes feature closed captions to support folks with audio processing difficulties. The blog at autisticaf.me has all the transcripts and more posts. I mentioned hitting the support button or the transcript to support my expenses. But as always, the best support you can offer, share this episode with a friend that you know cares.